Good morning and welcome to day 4 of my challenge to walk the Cotswold Way in the month of May. You join me here today on the Stroudwater Canal, halfway between Stroud and Stonehouse. We have two options here. We can either use the Cotswold Way south and go towards Stroud, or we can use the Kings Stanley route, which is the route that I'm going to use today. The reason is that there's a bridge closed, so we'll go down towards Kings Stanley. So this is Kings Stanley over to the right. We're just walking up this nice little field and we're heading for Wotton-Under-Edge, around 13 miles away, unless I do the Stinchcombe Hill loop, and then that becomes 15 miles. So that's the reason why the Cotswold Way is sometimes quoted as 100 miles and sometimes as 102 miles. We've just crossed the Severn Valley with the River Froome in the bottom, and now we're back into the woods. Yes, back into the woods. This is Penn Hill woods. That'll take us up to Stanley Woods and then up to Coaley Peak, which I believe it's got some good views from. So first decent view of the day, out towards the Forest of Dean, and the Severn you can just see there, River Severn, and up there you can see the trees on top of May Hill, and then if we pan around a little bit more, got Dursley down there, and the Malverns at the top, and then back to the escarpment we came down on day 3. So this is the Nympsfield Long Barrow, which was built over 5,500 years ago. Basically it's a burial mound, but this one's pretty good because it's been excavated, so you can work out where everything goes. So obviously this would be the main entrance here, and then off to the side, so you'd have side chambers where they would put the bodies. Nympsfield Long Barrow is part of the Severn-Cotswold group of long barrows. That also includes Belas Knap up by Winchcombe, which we've already passed, and also Hetty Pegler's Tump, which is just south of here. It's 140 foot long by about 90 foot wide and 10 feet high, so it's more impressive. We're going to wander along the top of the escarpment. We may see some gliders, as the Gloucestershire Gliding Club is just over there. So on top of Coaley Peak, see out that way, it's Forest of Dean, just the other side, the Black Mountains, and out here, we've got the Severn Estuary, just going through the woods, and the garlic's out, see, and a strong smell of garlic up this path. So this is Cam Long Down, which we go over and then out over that way towards Cam Hill. But what I'm really concerned about is that great big rain shower that's coming that way, coming across from Wales. We just come from down there and then up through the woods, and this promontory here is Jubilee Hill Fort with earthworks around it. I think it encloses somewhere like 38-40 acres, so it's quite large. So I've almost made it to the top, and we'll go over this way. So that's Cam Peak. We actually go up that one, go to the left of it, and in the background you can see Dursley. It's quite a large town, obviously made its way on wool and cloth, and that's the Tyndale Monument where we'll be walking later. So if I go around Stinchcombe Hill, it's right along out to there and then back again, which is the extra 2 miles, or I can cut straight across. Depends on the weather really. Right, let's go down into Dursley. So I've arrived at Dursley and this is the market area, and over here is the Dursley Town Council. Great little building, and as you can see from the wet, I arrived just in the right time. It's actually been throwing it down with rain and hailstones and everything, so it all went a bit mad. They've got very posh Cotswold Way signs up here at Dursley. So now the sun's out, I'm going to head up Dursley High Street and then out towards Stinchcombe Hill. It's a really nice little town. It's got chemists and Sainsbury's and little co-ops and little shops for selling snacks and drinks and everything. So yeah, nice place to visit, especially in the sun. And look up there, beautiful sunshine, so that was really well timed. Made it to Stanley Tubbs's shelter, and certainly on a nice day it's worth walking the extra 2 miles out this way. The view is really good. If it was misty I wouldn't recommend it, but you can see down there the bridges across the River Severn, and obviously the bottom of Office Dyke finishes there. Then you go out to the power stations and Forest of Dean the other side. Looks like we're in for some more rain, doesn't it? And out there is the Sugarloaf in Black Mountains. We've gone just about as far as we can around the golf course, and we'll be heading back that way to the clubhouse, and then I believe we go through the woods there and down into North Nibley, and then climbing up to the Tyndale Monument. So just as you're coming into North Nibley, there's this very kind gesture from these people to give you free drinking water if you want it. It's a useful thing to know. It's quite a pull out of North Nibley. It must be almost there. Clouds are looking a bit threatening. And there it is. Tyndale Monument. For the man that translated the Bible into English, 111 feet high. Right, let's go and have a good look at it and look at the view. Quite impressive. As is the view northwards. And we'll go have a look over here. And southwards as well. I assume Wotton-Under-Edge is just a couple of miles behind that wood. Looking down the Severn Estuary. Severn Bridges, the new one. And the old one where Office Dyke finishes. Right, let's go. So this is just off the route. It's Brackenbury Ditches. They've cleared all the ditches. It's an Iron Age fort. Obviously enclosed is about 4 acres, and you can see it's what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4 ditches. Yeah, it's quite interesting. There's quite a lot of hill forts on the escarpment, as you'd expect. Great vantage point, and it gives you some defences on one side as well, doesn't it? Because it just drops off. And there's the ring of trees. This is called the Jubilee clump. Trees were planted here in 1815 to commemorate the victory at Waterloo. Then they got thinned out when the Crimean War was finished, and they decided they were going to have a big bonfire, so they cut a load down and use those as firewood. We'll go down and have a look anyway. Probably the last great view of the day. And there's my finishing point for the day, Wotton-Under-Edge. So we made it into Wotton, and got an impressive clock there. Quite a nice little high street with quite a lot of stuff in. Shops, Tesco's. So this is the War Memorial at Wotton-Under-Edge, and they've got a nice sign, welcome to Wotton-Under-Edge. So that's the end of my day 4, all the way from Stroud to Wotton-Under-Edge, 15 miles. It's been a pretty hard day, lots of ascents and descents, but it has been really enjoyable. The view's been spectacular, especially from Coaley Peak. Even though we had a really bad shower during the middle of the day, I was lucky enough to get into Dursley just at that time and managed to get into shelter. And then we did have one when I was going around the golf course, but I've got more waterproof, so I was kept dry and didn't spoil the day. So if you've enjoyed my walk, why not join me on the next one, which is from here in Wotton to the M4 up towards Dereham. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.